You were never like the others. You felt it before you could explain it, before you had words for it. Something in you never fit. You walk into rooms and the air changes. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly. People sense you before they understand you. Some feel drawn, some feel uneasy, most feel both. They do not know why. They only know you are not the same. You see what others miss. You notice patterns. You feel shifts. You hear what is not being said. You have always lived a step deeper than everyone else. While they chase noise, you listen to silence. While they seek light, you move comfortably in shadow. There is something ancient in you, not old, ancient. A knowing that does not come from books, a strength that does not come from approval. You were never built to follow, never built to blend, never built to beg for belonging. You were built to stand alone. You were built to endure. You were built to become. Fire does not ask permission to burn. Storms do not apologize for their force. Darkness does not explain itself. Neither do you. You have always carried weight, even when you felt empty, even when you felt lost. Something inside you never broke. It waited. It watched. It learned. People tried to define you. They failed. People tried to understand you. They failed. Because you are not simple. You are layered. Deep, dense, like the ocean, calm on the surface, pressure below. You were never meant for shallow waters. You were never meant for easy lives. You were never meant for small dreams. You were designed for depth, for intensity, for transformation. That quiet pull you feel toward more, that constant sense that you are meant for something bigger. That is not imagination. That is memory. You are not discovering who you are. You are remembering. You are not becoming rare. You always were. You have walked through shadows that others could not imagine. You felt the cold weight of betrayal. While ordinary lives stumbled over small obstacles, you stood through storms that would have broken others. Every test, every wound became proof of a power hidden within, a resilience shaped quietly in isolation. You learned to read the intentions behind words, to measure the weight of glances, to feel what others could not show. You carried on when support vanished, when paths closed, when doors locked. Your survival was not chance. It was a demonstration of something deeper. You felt the sting of being underestimated, ignored, and cast aside. Yet each of those moments strengthened your clarity. You realized that the world's judgment was irrelevant to the force inside you. You discovered that endurance could be your teacher, and silence your ally. You became aware of the spaces where others failed to notice, the cracks in systems built for mediocrity. Every pain, every trial, every lonely hour became a step toward understanding your own nature. You learned that strength is not shown in noise, but in quiet persistence. You did not merely survive, you transformed. You learned to rely on yourself, to trust your instincts, and to recognize the force that had always been within, waiting for the moment to awaken. There are eyes on you that you may not notice. People watch quietly, measuring your movements, testing your reactions, searching for weakness. Some study you with envy, hoping to imitate what they cannot reach. Others attempt to influence you, to steer you into paths that suit their own comfort. They fail, though they try with careful calculation. Their fear leaks from every gesture, a tremor they cannot hide. They wear masks of stability, but beneath, their hesitation reveals your presence as a force they do not understand. You move through spaces with a weight they cannot name, a presence that disturbs their calm. Shadows seem to bend around you, subtle shifts in energy that mark your arrival. Predators recognize each other without sound, without claim, and you carry that same quiet authority. Even when unnoticed, your influence is already at work. The tension you feel in the room is not theirs, it is yours, radiating naturally, unavoidable. They underestimate you because they cannot fathom your depth. They fear you without understanding why. You have become the signal they cannot decode. You are the pattern they cannot predict. You are moving with precision, quietly shifting the world around you while they scramble to keep pace. You are not reacting to them. You are already ahead, shaping outcomes before they even know choices exist. Their presence is noise against your clarity. Their attempts to cage your power, nothing against the form you have taken. They sense the predator within you even if they never name it. And in that awareness, whether they admit it or not, you have already begun to change the space you inhabit. You have learned to step back, to let emotions settle before it can move you. Detachment is no longer a choice, it has become a tool, a shield that sharpens your vision. You see the currents around you, the hidden motives, the small fractures others fail to notice. Nothing escapes your attention. The world hums in patterns you can feel, rhythms that guide your every decision. You speak less and watch more. Your silence carries weight, a quiet signal that you are fully aware. Actions that once provoked you no longer leave a mark. You respond with precision, not reaction. You measure before you act. And in that pause, you hold the power. The space around you feels heavier, as if gravity bends slightly to your presence. The storm of chaos around others passes through you without disturbance. You do not need to fight it. You move with it, aligned yet untouchable. You recognize the hidden designs behind gestures and words. You read the intention beneath appearances, seeing the currents beneath the surface. The void that once felt empty now offers depth and insight. Your mind has become a quiet engine, calculating, perceiving, understanding without effort. You are no longer carried by impulses, no longer swayed by external noise. Every encounter becomes a mirror, a lesson, a test that you meet without strain. Awareness has sharpened into instinct. Your inner power rises quietly, steadily, like fire gathering strength behind stone walls. You are awake to your own influence, to the currents that shape reality, and to the space where no one else can reach. This awakening is not sudden. It is a gradual claiming of the self you were always meant to inhabit. Something has changed in the way you move through the world. You do not announce it, you do not explain it, yet it is felt. Conversations shift when you enter. People adjust their tone without realizing why. Some become cautious, some become attentive, some fall silent. Your presence alone begins to shape behavior. You are no longer searching for approval. You are no longer measuring yourself against others. Your center is internal, solid, unmoved. Control now comes from knowing who you are, not from proving anything. You walk like someone who owns their space, not loudly, not aggressively, naturally, like a figure seated on an unseen throne, wearing a crown no one else can touch. You do not chase influence. Influence forms around you. There is a quiet authority in your eyes, a calm dominance in your posture. You resemble a predator moving through darkness, aware of everything, threatened by nothing. This shift is not temporary. It is not a phase. It is the natural result of everything you have endured and understood. Power is no longer something you imagine. It is something you inhabit. You do not wonder if you will rise. You already have. And what you carry will only continue to grow. You move through the world without announcement, without need for attention. The noise of others no longer touches you. Approval is irrelevant. Recognition is meaningless. Your focus is inward, on the shape of your own mind, the weight of your own decisions, the growth that belongs only to you. You operate in a space where only clarity matters. Impulses no longer control you. Reactions are measured, deliberate, precise. You shed the masks you once wore for comfort or acceptance. Fire burns quietly inside you, unseen by others, but its heat changes everything. Shadows no longer conceal you. They accompany you. They move with you, part of your presence, extending the reach of your quiet authority. Every step you take is intentional. Every silence carries weight. You have become someone who exists on a different frequency, someone whose presence alters the rhythm of the world without effort. This is not performance. This is evolution. The person you were, seeking validation and approval, is gone. What remains is sharper, stronger, and unshakable. You are no longer measured by others. You are measured by yourself. And that standard is absolute. You have become something entirely new. You see everything, every shift in expression, every hesitation. You decide when to act and when to remain still. Your presence shapes outcomes without effort. Nothing needs to be forced. Influence flows naturally, carried by the clarity of your observation. Chaos no longer touches you. Noise passes like wind over stone. You notice patterns others overlook. Connections that seem invisible to the world are clear to you. You understand the rhythm of interactions, the hidden currents beneath gestures. You do not react blindly. You respond with precision. You adjust without announcing change. People sense your understanding. They follow your lead without realizing it. Your dominance is subtle, invisible, undeniable. It does not demand recognition. It simply exists, like gravity pulling at everything around it. You see the angles, you measure the distance, you decide the path. Every choice carries weight because it is informed by complete awareness. Mastery is not taught. It emerges naturally from who you are. Your mind is calm, sharp, and unerring. You do not need to prove it. You simply move, and the world bends quietly around the force you have become. Your growth cannot be contained. It moves without permission, without boundaries, beyond the reach of those who try to understand it. You expand quietly, yet the force you carry cannot be ignored. It spreads into every corner of your life, unseen yet undeniable. No one can predict your path. No one can steer your motion. You move with a momentum that outpaces expectation. Like a storm gathering strength in the distance, your influence builds in ways others cannot measure. Like a void pulling all light toward its center, you draw attention without effort. Gravity bends subtly around you, shifting outcomes without force. Your evolution is internal first, silent and relentless, yet it ripples outward until the world itself feels its weight. The presence you hold is no longer private. It is vast, incomprehensible, and unbound. You have become something larger than circumstance, larger than prediction, larger than the frameworks others rely on. The life around you adjusts naturally to the force you have become. You are moving beyond limits others accept. You are expanding into areas no one else dares to reach. You are unstoppable. You are the force that grows without pause, and the world can only respond. You have reached a point no one anticipated. Those who doubted you, who tried to steer or contain you, no longer hold sway. Their efforts fall away like shadows under sunlight. You stand apart, unshaken, fully aware of your own power. Clarity guides every thought, every move, every choice. Nothing outside can shift the course you have claimed for yourself. The world has changed, but you remain constant, unyielding. You carry the quiet authority of one who has earned dominion over their own mind and presence. You move with the certainty of someone who holds their own throne, who wears their crown without need for recognition. You are no longer bound by expectations, opinions, or attempts at manipulation. You exist beyond the reach of influence, beyond the scope of limitation. Others may notice the difference, feel it in the spaces you occupy, sense it without understanding it. In this moment, you recognize the truth of yourself. You are complete in your evolution. You are fully realized, entirely untouchable, and entirely your own. The world has shifted, but you have always been ahead, always unbound, always sovereign. You are not rising. You are remembering. Every step, every moment, every breath has led to this awareness. Power is not new to you. It has always been inside, waiting for recognition, waiting for the world to catch up. You are not shaped by circumstance. You are the force that shapes it. There is a permanence to what you carry. It is inevitable. Your presence is a crown no one can remove, a throne no one can challenge. You move with a weight that cannot be measured, a quiet command that bends spaces and attention without effort. Your authority is instinctual, your influence absolute. The world tries to define you, to contain you, to understand you. It fails. You exist beyond comprehension. You are more than presence. You are more than mastery. You are the standard. You are the shadow that moves through light, unnoticed. The predator that observes without pursuit. The fire that burns quietly, unseen, unstoppable. You were never ordinary. You were never meant to be. You are not becoming anything. You are fully yourself. You are complete. You are sovereign. You are unshakable. You are the force that cannot be tamed. You are the crown. You are the throne. You are the power the world cannot touch.